Hi, I'm Doug Howler. This is Paula Bovin here at Wells Fargo Arena. And Paula, I think everyone's still really trying to collect its breath after that one tonight. Arizona State, with probably the biggest win in the Herb Sendek era, beats number 2 Arizona 69-66. It took 2 overtimes to do it. The biggest win in the history of Wells Fargo Arena when you go by ranked teams. Paula, what do you take away from this one?
Probably the biggest thing is Jermaine Marshall. I heard all season the maturity that he brings to the team, but you could just tell when he was on the court that he's been there before. And I just think down the stretch into the tournament, which I think they're pretty sure they're going to get in there now, he's going to be the real difference maker. And he's been a great storyline this year.
Well, he had 29 points tonight. 8 of them came in overtime. U of A took that 4-point lead, and he hit 2 3-pointers. And then that last shot, he just kind of muscled it up. He found a way to score. We've seen him do that. And he did it a lot. Most of this came tonight with Nick Johnson on him, which a lot of people think is the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. Saying that, I think there might be another candidate emerging. Jordan Paczynski, what he's done lately, Paula, is just really eye-opening.
You know, we've seen it now. There's been a couple games where the game basically ends with a block by him, and to see who he is, he's just transformed himself into this guy who's going to play in the NBA one day. I didn't know when I first saw him come here who he was going to be, but he just plays with confidence, and you can tell he's a guy who's worked so hard on his craft to become who he is, and that's been really impressive.
U of A, I thought, struggled offensively. T.J. McConnell was their leading scorer with 17 points, and that should cause some concern for U of A fans because he's a pass-first point guard. They looked disjointed a little bit. Do you think this is just kind of the hangover effect with Brandon Ashley not being here?
It is, although I thought they were starting to figure it out a little bit, so it surprised me how they took a step back. But the bottom line is, Doug, they've got guys on their bench that'll be playing in the NBA, so I think they're going to be fine. I don't know if they're going to be as fine as they were with Brandon Ashley, but I think by the time they get through the Pac-12 tournament, I think we're going to see a different team in the NCAA tournament.
And finally, what does this mean? Like Paula said, I think ASU pretty much secured an NCAA tournament bid. This will be the first since 2009. Of course, they could collapse and change that, but I think the program's in a really good place. And for U of A, I mean, they're still fighting for that #1 seed. Do you feel like this jeopardizes that at all?
It's going to take, I don't think it totally jeopardizes it tonight, Doug, but what is going to happen after this? That's what you have to look at as far as if it's going to change things. I think they've got it right now, but there's still 6 games to go in this regular season, so I think that's going to have an impact.
Long ways to go. I'm Doug Howler. This is Paula Bovin from Wells Fargo Arena.